What's going on, guys? So I'm just here. I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm packing my lunch and everything. And I figured I'd just make a quick video on some things that I do and that you can do to stay in shape. That's just like a regular, normal, everyday person that's busy, that has a job, that has a family, that has whatever you have going on. Because I get questions, right? I get questions from just people that I run into, and they ask me like, what are you doing to stay in shape? You know, what can I do to get fit, right? I don't want to get all huge or crazy shredded. I just want to get in shape, right? And if you're that person, then this is going to be the video for you, right? I'm just kind of giving a simple breakdown. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not someone that's competing in a show or anything. I'm just a regular person like you, all right? And you know, I like to keep things simple. I like to keep things realistic, flexible, basic. So this is going to be advice for the busy guys, all right? So 3 things that I like to focus on is I like to eat clean, I like to lift weights, and do cardio. That's it, right? I don't sit there and count every single gram of macros. I don't count my calories, right? I know a lot of people are, you know, crazy on that. As far as macros, I personally don't see the point, at least for me. I mean, you can definitely count macros. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But if for me, unless I'm competing in a show and like a men's physique or something like that, then I don't see the point. I just make sure that I'm taking in my macros, right? So my protein, my carbs, my fats, but I'm not sitting there counting every single gram, right? For one, I don't have time to do that. And 2, I just like to be flexible and I like to enjoy my life. I don't want to constrict myself, especially with things like that are time consuming. Not counting my macros has worked really well for me. As long as I'm eating good, I don't have to do it, right? Calories, I don't count calories either. Now, if you're having trouble losing weight, or if you're having trouble gaining weight, like maybe if you want to gain muscle, then yeah, counting calories isn't a bad idea. So the basic principle with that is just calories in versus calories out. So if you want to lose weight, then you're going to have to consume less calories and burn more calories. And if you want to gain weight, if you want to gain muscle, then you're going to have to burn less calories and consume more calories. So if you're kind of like stuck, if you're in a plateau where your weight's just not going anywhere, then I would say to count calories. And there's a lot of apps you can use. There's MyFitnessPal. There's a bunch of calorie counting apps. Otherwise, I myself don't count calories. I'll look in the mirror and I'll see, like, if I look like I'm slimming down too much, then I'll start to add a little bit more to my food. And speaking of food, I stick to the very basics, to affordable foods, right? I eat a lot of lean ground meat. So I'll show you real quick. So I eat like this kind right here. I don't know if you can see that, but 96% lean, 4% fat. I think the leanest I've ever seen was 97.3. So 97% lean, 3% fat. That's hard to come across. But if you can't find that, then go to the next thing down. I know they also have like 93.7. And then I eat chicken. So I'll eat like non-hormone chicken, non-steroid chicken. I try to eat less preservatives as possible, less processed food, no fried foods, rice, eggs, oats, veggies, just the basic stuff, right? What else? A lot of fruits, right? So I like my strawberries, blueberries. I put these in my oatmeal. So for breakfast, I'll eat like about 1.5 cups of oatmeal with a scoop of peanut butter and blueberries in there. Or I'll put a scoop of protein. And then I'll have like, sometimes it'll just be that, or sometimes I'll have 1 whole egg with, I can't even tell you how many ounces of egg whites, but I'll put some egg whites in there. I kind of eyeball it. And then I'll have some oatmeal on the side. You know what I mean? Very, very simple, very easy to make stuff. And then, and you know, like on the weekends, I'll have whatever I want sometimes, right? Like I still try to enjoy my life. I don't overcomplicate things. If I want to enjoy a certain meal, maybe some pizza or something with my daughter, then so be it, right? And that's okay. Like if you slip up, if you're not, here's the thing. During the week, I try to eat as clean as possible, right? Not perfect, but I try to eat as clean as humanly possible. I try to cut out sugar. I try to cut out certain snacks. I try to eat more healthy snacks. And then on the weekends, I'm a little bit more flexible. I eat whatever. I still try to limit the sugar, but you know, I don't restrict myself 100%. I know people go to the extreme, but like I said, I'm a regular person like you, right? You know, like right now, I have my Greek yogurt. This is gonna be like my, you know, we get 2 breaks at work. So on my first break, I'm gonna eat my rice and lean ground meat. And I'll eat my Greek yogurt with, I'll add some blueberries in there, some strawberries, and some granola. I want to say I eat about like three or 4 meals a day. It's nothing crazy. It's just enough to maintain. And then as far as lifting weights, just stick with the basics, right? The basic compound movements. Bench press, squats, deadlifts, pull-ups, shoulder press. Stick with the basics and master them, right? Don't only just stick with the basics, but get your form, your technique right. Do slow and controlled movements. Don't worry about the weight. A lot of people try and go in there and they let their egos take over and they try to lift super heavy and their form is bad, and you know, then you risk getting injured, and that's the last thing you want to do. So stick with the basics and, you know, just adapt to your schedule. Everybody has different schedules, but if you're a 9-to-5er, you know, stick with going to the gym between like 3 and 5 times a week, right? So you can go like 3 times a week, do 3 full body days. You can do push-pull legs, or if you're doing 4 days, you can do an upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest. And if you want to crank it up more, you can do upper, lower, and then push-pull legs. You know, that way you're hitting every body part. That's what I do. Well, like I said, it's really simple, and it's better than doing nothing, right? And don't worry about how it's going to come together, because if you stick with it long enough, you're going to see results. You're going to start adapting. You're going to start learning. I've learned a lot over the years just by watching videos, by watching people, by asking questions. I didn't wait for nobody. I didn't depend on anyone. I know a lot of people like to wait for someone else to start going to the gym, to have a gym partner, and I get that. But you can't depend on anybody. That's one thing that I learned throughout this whole process, because people aren't reliable. There's going to be days where you might want to go and your gym partner's not going to want to go. Maybe they have something that came up. So don't rely on people. Just get into the habit of going to the gym by yourself and learning and staying consistent, most importantly. And then cardio, right? You definitely want to do cardio. And keep it simple, right? You can use a treadmill and all that, but you can go outside, you can go for a hike. What I like to do is I like to jump rope, right? I think that, to me, that's like, if I were to say that I had a secret weapon of staying lean, it's the jump rope. Because it literally works out everything. Like, think about it. You're doing this motion, you're working out your wrists, your biceps, your shoulders. I like to tighten my core so I can work out my core, my legs, and you burn a lot of calories, right? It keeps me right where I want to be as far as like my weight. I weigh right now, I want to say somewhere between 155, 160 pounds, right? I'm not like a big guy. I have small guy genetics. It's hard for me to gain weight. So that's why I have to keep up with my meals and all that. But I'm at a point where I'm not really worried about trying to get bigger. I just want to stay fit. So do some cardio about 20 to 30 minutes a few times a week at the very least. and just, you know, that helps you to focus more on your heart health, right? Because that's important. We want to stay alive as long as humanly possible, and just stay active, right? So, and then just don't overcomplicate it. This is the most important thing. Don't overcomplicate everything. I know there's a lot of programs out there, a lot of information on the internet from a lot of different gurus and people trying to get you to buy their programs and their meal plans and things like that. You can try it. Like, you can try those things, see what works for you, and that's the most important thing. Is just figure out what works for you and your schedule and your budget, and your lifestyle, because we all have different lifestyles. I don't believe in a one size fits all formula for this whole fitness thing, right? We all have different goals. We all have different lifestyles. I would say just train for what you want. So for me, for example, I try to train. I want bigger shoulders. I want my shoulders to come out more, and I want my lats to pop out more, so that it looks like I have a small waist. So that's what I train for. And that's a little hack right there, right? Like, a lot of times, if you think about it, when you're sculpting your body, it's almost like an illusion, right? Like, I know people that struggle to have a small waist. If you're a person that wants to appear like you have a small waist, and that's what I'm doing, really start to tax your shoulders. So do a lot of like side laterals, a lot of uprights, whether it's the dumbbells or barbell uprights, and work on your lats, and then do a lot of leg raises and hit your quads really hard. If you do those things, your waist is going to appear smaller. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. And look, like I said, I'm not trying to be a professional bodybuilder. I just want to feel good. I want to stay healthy. I want to eat healthy, and I also want to enjoy my life too. So I'm not like strictly depriving myself from snacks or desserts, right? Because I have those things from time to time. And if you slip up, if you mess up, maybe you eat a lot of food that's bad for you, just don't beat yourself up about it. It happens, but just try to stay consistent, try to get back on track. So that's all I got to say. I just felt like I wanted to make that video because a lot of people want to get in shape. I know the New Year's coming around. This is a time when people decide after the holidays, I'm going to start cranking it up. I'm going to start getting serious about it. Don't do anything drastic. All right, just do something that's realistic. Do something that you can stick to for a while. The very basic things. Remember, eat clean, lift weights, do cardio. If you're able to stick with that, then you start to figure out other things. You can experiment with other things. But in order to build a solid house, you got to build a solid foundation. All right, so stick with those things, and I think you'll be fine. All right, that's all I got to say. Take care. I think I'm late for work. I'll see you guys later.